How's it going, guys? So we are live again. Sorry, I'm just checking up on OBS here. There we go. So making sure that stuff is actually happening the way I want it to happen. Yeah. So we are in, what's this? Episode 8, if I'm not mistaken. And I am wanting to work on, the guard of the stiletto. Yeah. So I've indexed this. I didn't show it because I've shown how I've done indexing before. And basically what we're going to be doing is taking a file and creating those facets. Yeah. So that is it, man. Kelvin, how's it going, my man? How's it going, brother? So this is pretty much it. So let's go on to flip those two around. Yeah, you're going to see my mug. Maybe you don't want to see my mug. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. So I find the facet. And it's literally just filing away, hogging away at that specific facet. Yeah? I mean, that's really not rocket science. Only thing it's going to do, it is... that's going to take some time. Yeah. And almost there. So first off, I'm hugging away at this on a second cut file. Yeah. Is my hand now in the way? Yes, it is. So I've been playing around with new camera clamps and rigs to keep things up. Still not happy with what we have, but in due course I'll figure everything out. So what I'm doing is I am filing away, but I'm not meeting up on the actual crest of the different facets as yet. Yeah. That one there, I might be able to get into that one. Let's just do it, man. Might be able to get into that one. So let me know if there's anyone out there. This is going to be a fairly long little webcast. Webcast. I don't know when I started calling it a webcast. Yeah. It must be the age then, hey? Kraken, how's it going, buddy? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Matt, how's it going, brother? James. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that, Colin. So audio is good. Let me know. All right, so we're going to actually flip this around for me to get to that other facet, yeah? And then we're just going to hit only that one. So like I mentioned, I'm hitting it with a second cut file, a little needle file. And this is actually a no-name brand file. It's a new one I came across in a little hardware store, but that's not really a hardware store. It's kind of one of those, I don't know, we kind of sell anything and everything stores. Needle files were dirt cheap, man. No brand on the packet, so I bought it. It's a fairly nice cut, so, and it works. I mean, it's bronze. I'm not doing brain surgery here. Yeah. So when it comes to the actual finish on it, then we'll go to a fat needle file, which is a fourth cut. But at this point, I'm just going to want to get rid of the material that's obviously not there. Well, that's not there. That's not supposed to be there. Yeah. and I want to file up to where I'm still seeing the lines here. But I want to go and erase the lines. I just want to get rid of like 99% of the material that's not supposed to be there. Yeah. So I haven't set up the zoom on my little, I don't know what you call it, the little Dutch portal, Dutch pad thing on my phone yet. So I'm in the process of learning the software, yeah? So once I've got that set up, I can zoom in. And for the guys that keep on asking, the bleep, bleep, bleep you hear in the background, that is motion sensors outside the shop. And no, I don't want to switch it off. I don't care whether that bugs you or not. You're not here for the bleep, bleep. If you are, well, make it a drinking game, yeah? I don't know. Every time someone moves out of my shop, it goes bleep, 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 and you can hydrate. Yeah? So let's see. Let's see who's up, man. Meneer Zwan is in the house, man. Oh, great. I'm glad, man. So the mic is actually off to the side. So I update the software, and all of a sudden this thing is so bloody loud. I've got no idea what this is going to look like. James. Well, excellent, brother. Excellent, man. Sorry, my face cam is still sitting on top of one of the screens. I ordered the mount for it. Yeah, buddy. I don't know if someone will come back. I'll operate on anyone for free. No issues, man. Trail Tracker, Thunder. Yay, buddy. How's it going? Yeah, so that let me get back to work, yeah. So let's switch on to that one. Come on, where's my file now? There we go. Right, so we've got 4 facets already roughed in. Now I just need to open up the rigger tab and get this thing clamped up to the side. And I love these parallel jaws, man. And they can clamp at an angle, or you can set it up to clamp nice and parallel, yeah. And I've, as you can see, I've just got some leather, some chrome tan leather that's just been masking taped in there. I've been threatening to glue that up in there forever and a day. It's been like that for maybe a year and a half already. So I don't think I will. The nice thing about this is I've had to replace the one side already. So if I had them glued up, that little 2-minute job all of a sudden becomes a 15-minute job. Really not that bad though. But yeah, I'm just lazy. I am just lazy, man. So what you definitely want to do is use a file that actually cuts. Yeah. So irrespective of the brand, irrespective of the make, the size, the freaking whatever, you just want something that'll actually cut. And that is fairly close to where we want to be on that baby. Flip around to do the others. Not too sure how focused this thing is, man. Robert, how's it going, brother? How you doing, bud? Excellent, man. So I am planning on doing a crap house more of these little projects where I am working live. I finally invested in some real like editing software as well. Seeing that I've got my new big ass machine, it's now worth it, man. I mean, it was just a frustrating effort trying to edit any video on my laptop. Yeah, so now I've got a proper machine that can actually handle the punch on video editing. It will make life a lot easier. And I am planning on doing more series for the YouTube channel. Oh, I might not for the YouTube channel, because that's another little thing that I don't want to say might come down. It is coming down, man. And I want to record the entire thing, yeah. So I've already started working on the new project, well, my new project, Next Dagger. And remember, for the guys that have been following me, remember those planning, I don't know, the dagger planning template thing that I've been working on forever and a day? Yeah, I'm going to be making a dagger out of that. So we'll walk you guys through the entire process of how I use the templates and blah. Yeah. And then obviously those will go on sale fairly soon, man. I was working on that system this morning. So a couple of more tweaks. And the more I use it as a template system and not just a reference system, the more little, I wouldn't say issues, but little enhancements, things that, hey, if I do this, if I present it in this fashion, it'll be easier to use it. And well, I think so. So I was thinking of doing, so asking a couple of guys to do betas on them and blah. So they're going to use the software, or not the software, the system, and go and build a dagger. And I thought, you know what? Let me just do it myself. Yeah? Need an excuse to make a dagger, apparently. And I got crapped on this morning. Crapped on via Instagram. Excellent, buddy. I was crapped on. Dion, how's it going, man? Via Instagram, like I say. I'm going to go inlay set any jewels on this guy. On this little guy, no. There is another one on its way. Yeah, so it's in planning. And that's one I'll be doing in conjunction with my beautiful wife. Something just nicked me right there. I think I've got a mosquito issue in my shop. Yeah, in the middle of winter, man. But yeah, so there is that project coming down. Have we done all the facets? Yes, we have. Woohoo! You gotta love bronze, man. Okay, so now I'm putting away this one, which is the second cut. And then I'm going to a riffler file. And you'll notice that a riffler file is a triangle file and it's bent. Yeah. There's no need for you to have a bent file. It will actually be a lot easier if I've just had a flat on a fourth cut, but I don't. So I use the triangle riffler. And all I'm doing now is I am getting rid of the file marks left by the second cut. And that's it. Yeah. So let's say this is my, I don't know, my first little hand sand. You want to call it that? Please don't. Because I really, really love hand sanding, yeah? No, I don't. I hate this stuff, man. Hand sanding sucks. I think that's why I started making smaller blades. I know there are guys out there that really like hand sanding. Yeah. I am unfortunately not one of them. it's an unfortunate. It's part of the process that you have to live through, man. So I tend to come up with ways and means of avoiding hand sanding. In other words, I'll spend much more time on the grinder. I'll do like this, work a surface with a file to get rid of, or with a finer file to get rid of the marks that I will need to sand out, get rid of most of them, and then coming up with sandpaper, and then just cleaning up. So spending as little time as possible hand sanding. Also using stones as opposed to sandpaper, that's much more enjoyable. But you can't use them everywhere, man. So this surface here, after drilling and tapping, excuse me, was obviously not flat anymore. So that is just a 220 stone finish on there. Done. So that was really quick, as opposed to sitting there with a file and getting rid of those surfaces. So the stones work really well. I like them. My selection, on the other hand, is a bit dodgy. I do need to just get myself some new stones. Or a wider selection of stones will also help, I think. Did I do that side? No, I did not. Bleep, 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 bleep. So, for lunch today, I've asked Sulu to dive into the fridge, get us some pork chops, and put that on the braai, man. No, nothing else. No pop, no shiba, no nothing, man. I just want meat. Why? Because it just feels like a bit of pork, yeah. So who's saying something? Let's get that green can back in. So the needle files didn't come in smooth. Files come in a first, second, third, and a fourth cut. I have seen guys that sell like a sixth cut. Yeah, but now you're moving into like sandpaper range. So, yeah, man. Excellent. Leftovers for lunch. That's always a good thing, yeah? Always a good thing, man. At one point, we were making dinner when we made dinner in the evenings. Well, we still do make dinner because I still have to eat. But we made extra, specifically for lunch. And then I kind of got fed up with having the same meal twice a day, yeah. Although there's like an 8 to 10, 12-hour difference between it. And a lot of times I ended up having, like, you eat dinner, there's leftovers. The next morning you wake up, you're a lazy ass, and I don't want to make breakfast. I'll just climb into that. It kind of defeats the point of leaving leftovers, yeah, for lunch. And then I had it for breakfast, and as soon as I had a large breakfast, I got hungry, like at 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not hungry again. But this morning, dude, I just woke up hungry. And a nice bowl of cereal. And it is now, what's it now? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sheesh. Afternoon. And my stomach is growling at me, man. Because it knows what's coming. Yeah, so I'm literally just still filing, as you can see. This is riveting stuff, yeah? Riveting stuff. It's exciting times, I think. Yeah, no. Yes, I was mentioning I was crapped out by a dude via Instagram I'm no longer doing Instagram lives. Yeah. So working on it, buddy. Working on it. I've spent quite a bit of money and time on the current setup I have, with the understanding that I can actually go live on Instagram with the same setup. Yeah. So that'll happen. That'll happen. I just need to invest a bit more time in figuring out exactly how things work. And then we'll do it, man. Yeah, I know. I can stick up my my phone and go live on that. And still can do that. And I'm not 100% sure whether I can actually replace my phone's camera with the feed coming out of OBS. Maybe. If there's any really sharp techie dudes watching this, yeah. Maybe. Maybe you guys can let me know, man. Look at that, Robert. Dude. Pork belly and franks. Damn, dude. I think I need to do bangers and mash for tonight. Now that is a cool idea. I haven't had bangers and mash in way over a day. Yeah, but I'm thinking, don't think about it. No. I know that this is done. I need a cigarette, apparently. What? There's one facet that I didn't work down all the way. So let me just get to that oak. It's because it's that's weird ass angle. The biggest thing here is to take your time. Don't rush it, because as soon as you rush it, you will screw it up. Yeah. Take your time, man. Take your time. And don't move on to the next step until that step that you're currently busy with is done. Yeah. And another little trick. Never say I'll get to it. I'll come back to it. Nope. Do it. Do it now. Do it to the best of your ability. And then there's no need to fix it. Yeah. And if you see that your skill in a specific area is desperately lacking, then go stop the current project, pick a new one, go practice that specific skill, and then come back and apply the knowledge learned to the project where it's required. Nice. Nice sharp little corners under my optivisor. Added 2.5 times magnification. I like it. Oh, I like it. There is a little dodgy one. Oh, and there I went over the line. Not over the line, I erased the line. Yeah, I did go over the line. Don't do that, dude. And now that facet isn't flat. What the hell? That's better. Okay. So that was it for doing the quillet. Yeah. So everything on here, it doesn't need to be locked up in a lathe anymore. So let's flip to that one. Let's do that. Yeah. It doesn't have to be locked up in a lathe anymore. So I'm thinking that I can actually knob these off. Yeah. Lob those off, and then that part, well, we can do the little balls on the end. Shall we do it now? Shall we do it later? I don't know. How's Gary West is saying that he's going to go for a cigarette? That's maybe not a bad idea, brother. Okay, so I've got my coffee here, which I made, and that's why I was a couple of seconds late on the broadcast. Yeah. Cheers, man. And then I am running low on cigarettes, so I am kind of taking it easy. Yeah. So for the guys who've been following me, if you hear quite often, I would have been on like cigarette 6, 7 by now. This one here, I need to get back into the lathe, because what I realized last night when looking at this, planning my day today, is that this area here, oh crap, I'm out of focus. Let's do this. So that bulge there, or that radius there, is not the same as this one. And this one I really like. That's a nice smooth one. And this one is kind of, you could actually see that little hard step there. Now I am looking for a hard step as it is on this side, but the curvature at the top needs to be the same. And I went back to my sketch, and they are the same. Yeah, so they need to be the same. So that needs to be put back onto the lathe, and that's like freaking 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes to fix that. Yeah. So I'm not even sure whether I'll be doing a little video on that. I'm not sure. Or I am not sure. I'm now getting lazy, man. It takes forever and a day to set up the cameras here. So that one there is done. I think we can lob those off. Let me just think about this for 2 seconds. Yeah, we can lob those off. All right, so we are going to move over to this bench bag so I can actually remove this entire one. Let me just straighten the rig so it fits in its little spot here. I'm also going to just do that so you guys can actually see what I'm on about here. So that one removes, and it goes to the side of my new bench, out of the way, and then we're going to come back in closer. Close these drawers, man, so I can bring this camera in closer. There's me coffee. Yeah. And let's see. We're going to do that. Where do you want to be at a side angle? Where do you want to be, man? Where do you want to be? So let's have a look at that. Oh, that's a bit dodgy. Oh, crap. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to move this out of the way, because that is going to bump my noggin. And I don't want that. So let's do that for now. Let's pull that one up. If things get a bit loud, I'm sorry. I'm not using my inside voice, apparently. Okay, so I've got my jeweler saw, which has got a saw blade already fitted to one side. Push, lock it up, bring it out, and then it says, that's what you want, man. Nice and tingy, yeah? Hold your piece flat, put that in, and jeweler saw works with basically just 2 fingers, yeah? 2 fingers in, and you want to move in an up and down motion and slightly lean forward. Don't push against the blade, because if you sneeze with this thing, it will freaking break. Yeah. No need for you to wear opti-visors while doing this. I'm just too lazy to take mine off. Could you see that? Yeah. And it's normally at that point, so exiting the cut. Sorry, my lens on my opti-visor is popping up. On the exiting the cut, that's normally where I screw up. And the reason you have a bench skin underneath is to catch, so you don't have to clean stuff. Well, you do have to clean the bench. But if something falls, it's not a big thing, yeah? Nice. And then loosen the tension on it. And now you can store it without breaking it, yeah? The other piece rolled to the back, we'll put that one in the back as well. Yeah? So we've got that there now chomped off, which is fairly cool. I am liking that. This camera really is in my way, man. I'm going to headbutt to this thing. Yeah. I need to rethink my entire camera setup. Don't worry, it will happen. Yeah, every time you use it, you realize, yeah, this will work, this will not work. Oh, remember when I had that camera there? This thing not constantly hit my pip. Yeah, so I think it is time for a well-deserved cigarette. What do you guys think? Who's saying anything? Tim Brown, how's it going, buddy? Robert, of course, buddy. Why not? Sitting in here, this thing is now going for 30 minutes. I can't cut it at 30 minutes, yeah. Tim Brown, how's it going, buddy? Always aim to please, buddy. Neil, how's it going? Mr. Jack Connon, good mate. How's it going, bud? Brad, how's it going, dude? Thanks, brother. That's appreciated, man. Okay, so while we're at here, all right, like I said, I might want to go and lock this up in the lathe again, so I'm not gonna put that up. Excellent, dude. Jack, you go and enjoy, man. But what we can actually do is quickly just lock this entire thing up, yeah? So let's go on to that one there. Well, when I say lock it up, assemble it. All right, so a lot of guys are really, I don't know, concerned that my tang is so really small. So if you go and do structural engineering and you think about this, yeah, don't just be an ass. Literally think about this. I think this is an M6 nut. If you're going to have a look at M6 thread, it's stainless steel. So if you're now going to have a look at any M6 or any nut for your chosen threaded bar, all thread, whatever size, the width of that nut is all you require for any seed. Yeah. So when it comes to, I can't remember what the specification was, but to reach full structural integrity on any thread, it is suggested that the depth of seed, in other words, how deep it goes into anything, is its outside diameter of the threaded bar times 2. So that is the length. So this is an M6, which is an outside diameter of 6 millimeters. So I need to go in 12 mil, yeah, at the latest, or at the least. That there, so if I set this in the middle, is 15 millimeters on either side, yeah. So for the guys really concerned that I'm using a threaded rod, this is not something that you'd be using to lob off a fucking tree, yeah. This is a stabby stab instrument. Ooh, rotate that way. And then obviously I will use thread lock on this once I'm done and on final assembly. Yeah. But that is it, man. So if I am doing something that is critical on that things on the handle and on the blade line up, I will not be using a threaded bar through. Yeah. So what I'll then do is I'll shoulder the handle. So make the hole through the guard slightly bigger. Shoulder the handle. So in other words, create a seed of, that one there is 9 mil. So I'll create a 9 mil seed that'll then go into the handle, but as a square. Yeah, so I'll turn a piece that's attached to the handle, then square it up, then drill a hole through the guard, and then square that up so it is fitted and it's indexed and the whole thing, and then I will screw on the blade. But I've never had to do that. Yeah, never had to, but the plan's been made, man. But yeah, so that is it in its current state. So let's do that. So obviously with that, the tail piece here, which is still grab on the chuck. Left is right, right is left, up is down, down is up. So there is the piece at the moment. Yeah. So not too far off from the drawing. Thanks, brother. That is appreciated. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so now to get back to this one here. What are we doing? I was thinking of actually faceting these to tie over the theme. But keep in mind that this area here now needs to be faceted. Yeah, but I don't think I want to facet that at the moment. I'm not sure. But that is looking fairly cool, but I do want to maybe work on those little balls in the end. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I should work all three simultaneously. I think that's a better plan. All right, so we might just go over to doing that, seeing that we're faceting. Yeah. So the title of this video is currently changing. Well, this little episode or whatnot. From faceting the god to faceting a portion of the blade. No, and I'm not going to update it. It just stays as is. We now need my little expansion plate, which I've got no idea after the move. Oh, here we go. Oh, I love it. So I've got a box of paraphernalia that slips onto the side of my bench, or underneath the side of my bench. So what's in here? These little things, which we'll get to on the next project. Yeah, some titanium plate, some practice patina pieces, mock-up handles on daggers, whatnot. So all bits and bobs sits on the side of the bench. Who knew? I just dropped an important little piece. Okay, so this is just 10 millimeters thick mild steel that I drilled and tapped and seeded an M60 with a large washer. Yeah, I've got leather on both sides, and it's exactly the same dimension, might be a bit smaller than the back of my bench bin. So that now sits there. Well, not really. That goes in there, and I'm using this block. Come on, let me open it up. It's obviously a bit thicker than my bench bin. So that locks in. Now that locks down. It's like having a G clamp, a C clamp, or whatever clamp, and this thing is bent tremendously. Yeah. And that now screws in there. And there we go. Ta-da! Good for file work. Yeah. So you can't see my hand, can you? You look like an idiot. All right. So we're back on this one. Let's flip those around. Yeah. So we're back on this guy, and now finding that same file I had is obviously going to be a mission because I don't know what the hell I did with it. It might be this one. Was it? Let's go and see. Yeah, it was. Now, obviously, using a bigger file on this might actually be worth my while. Oh, and now you can feel the quality. Yeah, so this is now a little A file. Or should I say the lack of quality? But it's good. It is to get rid of some steel, yeah? Some Damascus. Oh, this is going to take a while. Yes, it is. Oh, crap. And I had Raymond van Vaart here yesterday. And I never asked him to get me some new files. Yeah. Damn it. So that's a message I'll be sending as soon as this is done. So all my files is currently in desperate, well, not my needle files, my larger files is in desperate need of replacement. In desperate need. So you can go and do this on the belt grinder. Yeah. But why the hell would you want to do that when you own a set of files? Yeah. Maybe it's because you might have something better to do with your time. That might be it. Once again, the biggest thing here, I'm working this thing loose, am I not? Yes, I am. Biggest thing here is to, well, not screw up here. Let me go over to a new file rather. Oh yeah, baby. So first of all, I want to do is I want to work this angle up to the line. And down here, you can see I'm fairly close to that line. You see how irregular that file is? There we go. So I'm just touching the line right there. Up here, there's still a bit of work to be done. Without changing the angle on the rest of the facet. And then also another trick, if you can't see your file marks anymore, then just create or flatten that surface in another direction, and then when you come in, you can immediately see, okay, my pressure is to the top where it's exactly supposed to be, and you just hammer on. As soon as you feel the file not cutting anymore, you can see there it's starting to clog. Don't hammer through it or push through it. Just stop. Get yourself a file card. Or you can do that. Get yourself a file card, clean the thing out. I don't know where mine is. It's on the wall still. Yeah, I wasn't planning on finding steel. And keep in mind, I am not trying to save this file at all. Yes, it's a brand new one, but it's a cheapie, man. So I replace my needle files, well, my cheap needle files, after every project. Yeah, so I've got a whole host of them. So now I actually need a bit of a lock nut in there, which will just stabilize that. Or I can maybe just unscrew that. Hold on. Do I have a number 10 spanner? Oh, the camera is going to move. See, this is another little thing I need to keep in mind. Oh, crap, I don't have a number 10 spanner. Oh, here we go, I do. So when redoing the camera rig, make sure you can open the drawer. Loosen that a bit. Bob that up. And then turn and lock. Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. I should actually do an old little bronze nut that sits in there. And then also replace that stupid thread that I've got there with a high tensile one. But that'll do the trick. Yeah. File that for as soon as I no longer want to work and need a bit of an excuse to go and play and make stuff that's not knives. So now I'm bringing this angle. I don't know if you can actually see. I'm filing in a triangle. So I've worked the left side up to the line. The right side I'm now focusing on just getting rid of 90% of the material in there before I'm then going to go and in a pull stroke just change all the file marks. Yes, it's kind of rounded at this stage. And now I need a bit more stiffer file. So this flat thing is bending as I'm using it, yeah. So I want something that is a bit more rigid. Oh yeah. And immediately when you start filing, you can see the high spot. Oh, this is a crap file. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This thing skids at places. Other places it nicely hooks. I mean, tip is freaking cool. But the rest of the thing kind of sucks, man. So now I'm just working that high spot, keeping an eye on the actual pattern, file pattern, thread pattern. And that's a crap file. Let's find something more rigid. A triangle file will do the job. So obviously you can see this is one that I've used previously. One bronze. Oh, this is cutting nicely. You really need to see my pup? No, you don't. So, with the triangle file, I'm finding it difficult in there. So let's go with this. Oh, that was the crap one. I should actually just toss that. Oh yeah, that's better. So just taking and stepping over from that transition to that one there, which should be exactly the same. And following over, getting that facet to flow over to the other side. Nice! So as soon as you can't see whether you're doing a flat file job or a faceted file job, change the cut angle or the scratches, and then go in from a different angle. Yeah, and you can see immediately whether you're flat or not. Nice. So the scrapey motion we call what? Draw filing. Yeah. Oh, that is working out nicely. Am I at? I'm not even at the actual guideline yet. My scribe line yet. Yeah, I'm locking up to the wrong direction. Maybe this rig isn't working as well as I thought it is. There we go. So this needs to come down even more. So once again, I'm working towards the line first. And then going over and tilting that facet down to meet the rest. And the biggest thing here is to not be your own worst enemy. So don't chase your own ass. When I say that is you want to see this thing done. Yeah, it's going to happen, man. But don't go and just try to hog away material from all the facets and then try to clean them up. Because you're going to lose concentration and you are going to slip. So finish one facet, then move on to the rest. Yeah, so get one facet. One facet as flat as possible. One facet as flat as possible. And then move on until it's done. Because trust me, you will see if that facet is not flat. I don't know if you guys can tell, under the 2.5 times magnification, it's obviously easy or obvious. But as I'm filing, I'm tilting my file up ever so slightly just to get to the more aggressive edge. And that is nice and flat, man. That is cool. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so now it is rinse and repeat. Yeah. So go over to the next one, lock that one up. I'm trying to figure out how my stupid rig is working. I need a second nut. I need a second nut in there. Yeah, let me get a second nut in there. I'm going to lock that one up. Is that stripped? Is it? Really? Is it? No, it's luckily not. But I don't want to go over tighten that thing because I'll never freaking get it off again. Yeah. So in that same little... So there's one that I've flattened the sides on. A piece of M6 threaded bar. And a lot of times when I do tangs or knives, it's a bit thinner than an M6. Although I try to make it an M6. But then they turn out to be a little thinner. And then I use that as a bar to hold on to when I, for instance, are doing handles. Yeah. Now we're just gonna pull that on. Just get my little nylon tongs. So these are tongs with nylon jaw inserts, so you can grab stuff and twist without marring up a specific surface here, and it does help with that flat surface on there. But even if you grab barrel pliers like these, so they're jaws, so normal pliers pinch, yeah. These open in perfect parallel, so they will work in there, and it's like using a monkey wrench now. The monkey gets to use a monkey wrench, yeah. So that's it. Maybe I should keep these out. And we can now move over to the second. No, it's gone too far. Oh, now I've tightened the lock. My system needs a rethink, I think. I need to figure out how the hell I'm going to lock this thing. Yeah? Come on. Who's the clever guys out there? Give me an idea, man. Yeah, buddy, don't worry. It'll get into the market when it's done. Yeah. Mitch, how's it going, buddy? So I'll publish those when I'm happy with them. Not a freaking second before, buddy. Maybe I should stop screwing around with the needle files. I'm just going to get myself a decent file that is not screwed up. All right, so another no-name brand. This is just a bigger file. Yeah. And this is a first cut, if I'm not mistaken. See, it's not even saying. Yeah. It might be a bit big. The only problem with draw filing with a first cut is that you end up doing deep grooves, man. But I just want to get rid of most of that material. So now we can get back to my little second cuts. And I'm having to bend this one up ever so slightly for it to keep it from overbending, so to get a flat surface. Now we want something that's a bit more backing in there. Just to make sure that we actually are keeping a flat plane. Yeah. Edges are meeting up nicely. So that's the second plane done. Is it? Not done yet. Down there. I need a bit more work. Here in the middle. And there we go. Sue's pregnant. Bob's your uncle. Second facet done. Here's my barrel plier. You hold on to that thing there. All right, and I lock it up. There, how's that? Let's try that now. So you guys getting bored yet? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing in exactly a minute and a half. Yeah. So we're on 58:31 at the moment. So at an hour, we're going to cut this, and I am just going to continue working on this. And as soon as I'm done, then we'll move over to the next step. Yeah. And then on the next step, I will be broadcasting that again. Yeah. But I feel that for the next couple of seconds, odd minute, we can enjoy a cigarette together. Yeah? Smoke them if you've got them. Let's set that camera at a weird angle. Let's see what that looks like. Can you actually see the facets? Can't bring the camera closely without pulling over the rig. Yeah, which is obviously another little thing for keeping in mind when I set this up again. Yeah. So I currently have the camera, as you can see here, on a fixed boom arm. What is it saying? This thing is bitching and moaning at me. But anyway, so it's a fixed boom arm where I had it on an articulating arm. But my articulating arm was not long enough to reach my new desk, which is now 400mm broader. Yeah. So I thought, hey, let's get these articulating arms. They extend, they go up and down, and they do all sorts of funkiness. And I got them. Waited forever and a day for them to arrive. And then what happens? They're too fucking short. They're too short, and this is a standard. Yeah, so a standard like boom arm. So, or you need to now either go and buy the aluminium powder coated black pipe to extend it, or make something else. I don't know. So I think my articulating arm, I might as well just go buy the aluminium, and make it, man. Make it myself. No, I'm not going to do a YouTube build video on that. Woohoo! Lunch is here. Lunch is ready, which is perfect timing, yeah? So I can clean up the tad, have my cigarette, and then I'll go. Sorry? Nee, sit hom net daar buite. Ek kom nou. Ek sê net jou beker vir koffie. O, my beker vir koffie. Dankie. So I'm just going on Sula and saying, hey, man, don't clean up. And he says, all he wants to do is take my mug and give me some coffee. So I said, stop bitching and moaning. Yeah, so that was the idea of overhead shots, which is cool. But now that camera is not autofocusing. So let me just try to sort that out. Damn, man. Focus. I want autofocus. And I want auto zoom. Auto zoom doesn't want to work. So, autofocus is better. How's that? Yeah. Cool. I can move all of that crap out of the way because I'm not using it at the moment. But I've also invested in a cordless, well, wireless keyboard and mouse. But the mouse sucks, man. Pay for it, and it freaking costs you a fortune. Nothing gets you. It looks cool in the picture, but I don't know. I want the side thing. So this was, oh man, this thing is forever and a day old. It has really seen better days. But the optics on it is brilliant. A couple of years ago, this was looks state of the art. Yeah, not anymore. But I do like wired mouses. Yeah, they're much more responsive. But anyway, Andy, how's it going, buddy? Oh, that is absolutely 100% true, sir. I mean, you can polish a turd. Is it worth it? No, it's not. But you can take an extremely, extremely beautiful piece and completely screw it up just because you are, I don't know, number one, you don't know how to hand sand. And we will cover that at one point. Or number two, you just can't see. Yeah, and that's why I hand sand with my optimizers. Done, because I can't see. Yeah, multiple light sources also helps. But the main thing here is if you skip a thing, then well, just half-assed it, and then it's not worth it, man. Robert is saying, yeah, buddy, it is not true. Yeah, not true. It is. It's ridiculous. The price of cigarettes in South Africa at the moment is just stupid. Absolutely stupid. So if the guys don't know, we're obviously in a global pandemic. There's lockdown. And South Africa, as I understand it, is the only country in the world where you're not allowed to buy cigarettes during lockdown. Yeah. So be it. So the only thing that happened was all the cigarette sellers went underground. Yeah. Prices have now crap, man. It is stupid. So for one carton of cigarettes, I'm now paying what I used to pay for 5 cartons of cigarettes. Yeah, so the guys are taking the piss, man. The guys are taking the piss completely. But I have got 1.5 cartons left, so that should last me like 15, if I stretch it, 20-25 days. So, but anyway, that guy I'm trying to do now. But that was it. Thank you very much for spending a bit of time with us. Yeah, greatly appreciated. Have fun. Enjoy. I'm now going to go for lunch. So see you on the flip side. Yeah. Cheers.